Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're listening to A Walk in the Woods, another piece by Quinn. It's all going to be by Quinn going forward. But we're listening to this one because it came up in my Facebook memories yesterday that 3 years ago, right before he left for school, he was playing it live, and it's so, so beautiful. So I'll put a link in it in the comments section in case you want to listen to it. It's a really, really beautiful piece. Says his totally unbiased mother.
No. That's why I noticed I didn't say anything.
Yeah. I do represent artists. I do kind of know.
Oh, good save.
Yeah, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, lover. How are you?
I'm good too. Yeah, I'm good. All right, what's our topic today? Oh, I know. Number 8, self-seeking will slip away. What does that mean to you?
Most of my waking hours, even when I went to work, and we talked about this yesterday, I was kind of patting myself on the back for still being able to do my job, and my student evaluations were always really good. By about 3 o'clock, as a class was coming to an end, I always thought to myself, hey, well done, go home and have a drink.
Can I just interrupt you really quickly?
Yeah.
There are lots of days around 4 o'clock that I think, I really want a glass of wine. Lots of days. Yeah. I maybe once every 2 weeks take myself up on that, but I think about it every day.
Yeah, and that's what I did. And then, you told that story before when we used to go anyway, even when we went to this fantastic trip to Deadwood. The first time Dana took me to Deadwood, it was awesome. I'm a big Western fan. Deadwood itself, the town, is not 100% awesome. But anyway, the first thing I wanted to do was go and get myself a plastic bottle of Jim Beam from a liquor store. And then I was set. Self-seeking. Self-seeking would go away. I haven't really thought of having a drink in 3.5 years. It's just disappeared completely.
But can I interrupt again?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is also interesting. I think there's a layer of additional complexity to what happens in the best sense of the word. Because Maz isn't waking up every day and starting his day by thinking about drinking, it has enabled him to become virtually selfless in these 3.5 years. And some of it, I think, initially was guilt over realizing how little you'd been contributing to things and feeling like you needed to catch up and needed to try to restore the balance, which we talked about, 3 weeks or 400 years ago. But now you have so much more time in your day to be an equal member. Can I just say to you, and I mean, you might be watching this if you're married or partnered to an addict. You might be watching all of these and feeling really bad that you still have an addict in your life, and I'm really, really sorry about that, because that's exactly where I would be if I were watching this 4 years ago. But not only do I no longer have an addict in my life, but I also never have to clean the kitchen because I do all the cooking, so Maz does all the cleaning. I never have to make the bed, and I have not done laundry since Maz came home from rehab. Like, you just took those tasks on because they became part of your focus. And he's not shrunk one thing, which was not the case pre-sober. You didn't do laundry very often. Look, he has no memory of this. But when he did laundry...
shrunk! I thought it shrank away from a responsibility.
Shrunk clothing.
I used to throw all of Dana's clothes in the dryer thinking, I've done a great job, and didn't realise why she was annoyed at me.
I'm long-armed, so I need stuff to not shrink.
Shrunk, yeah, I didn't... Wow, it really is true. One language divided by 2 countries.
Or an ocean.
Yeah, I mean, when Dana said to me after about a year being sober, Mazzy, you don't have to prove anything to me anymore, I just thought, no, I've got to keep going, because it'd be easy for me to say, yay, job done, sit down. So
Do you think you're proving it to yourself?
No,
you're not proving it to me.
I'm not proving it to myself anyway. I just like to be, well, an engaged member of a family. You do things, which is a lot of what I didn't do. The only thing I really wanted to do was do my job, come home, have a drink, and then try not to annoy Dana. But I just annoyed Dana because I was drinking. And I'm incredibly lucky. I know people who the first thought, they've been sober longer than me, but the first thought they have when they wake up in the morning is they would love a drink. I know people that go every morning to the first possible AA meeting every day because that's the first thought in their mind, and I just am just incredibly lucky that that's not the case with me. Now, I'm not the only one who's lucky enough to have this situation, but I know a lot of people who aren't. So, but the ones that say they always think about it, some of them can't even watch an advert for alcohol. They're still happier. It's a little bit more stressful for them, but they say, you know what, when I get over that first reaction in the morning, I have a fantastic day because they're sober.
Yeah.
And they can actually engage completely. I always thought I did engage. I didn't. But
well, you did engage, kind of. It was just so unpleasant.
Yeah, it was always
that
grumpy.
It wasn't even always grumpy. It was just inappropriate or impossible. You would engage in a way that didn't allow for any difference of opinion or any other thoughts. I've said something, it's a fact, move on.
And that self-seeking thing will go away. That also brings, and I know I've talked about this in one of the earlier promises, it brings a great peace of mind. Because there's no howling, screaming going on in your head. There's no trying to remember a bad lie to make it worse by adding to it. I think it was Mark Twain that said, if you want peace of life and a good memory, don't tell a lie, because your life's easier. And when you're not suffering from an addiction and you've got one of the symptoms of this disease is you just lie all the time to get yourself out of trouble, or yeah but, which is a phrase I have hardly ever said since I got screamed at by the wonderful Joanne, one of my counsellors, and I didn't realise I was doing it. It was like when you say like in a sentence, it was always yeah but, like but this isn't my fault, but I was going to do that, or but yeah that's coming, but it never did. That was the excuse, the yeah but.
I call that comma butt. And my friend Shyla just talked yesterday at a board meeting about the butt sandwich, which is the same thing. It's sort of, you tell something positive, comma, but, and then you deliver the bad news, and you think that that's being helpful. So it's interesting. Again, wow, maybe you're getting tired of me saying this, although I don't think so. I hope not. This idea that this stuff is not exclusive to addicts. This stuff is exclusive to human beings. So if I'm a boss, which I am, as my shirt depicts, and yes, I did wear this 2 days ago. It's all right, just in case you're curious.
I washed it.
Yeah, laundry.
And it didn't shrink.
Didn't shrink. Anyway, if I'm the boss, if I'm the leader, and I always have an excuse for why somebody else's ideas don't get picked up, don't get valued, don't get heard, how effective a leader am I really in a team? That's got nothing to do with what's in my mug, which is good Irish tea this morning, by the way, but it's got everything to do with, and thank you, it's got everything to do with how am I contributing, how am I showing up to that group of people. It's the exact same thing. If you're showing up with alcohol in your system, or you're showing up with, I'm at the top of the heap, so whatever anybody else says doesn't matter. If you're showing up with, because I'm the parent, that's why. If you're showing up with bullying tactics or manipulation or, I cry to get my own way, that's all the same problem. So this is about how are you showing up? And I'm here to tell you, sorry.
No, that's it.
I'm here to tell you that when you show up open-minded, vulnerable, ready to be wrong, ready to be right, ready to be heard, ready to be accepted, then all the stuff that causes the comma but, the yeah but, the but sandwich
It all goes away.
goes away.
Because the self-seeking thing disappears and you can
Yeah.
actually spend more time going, you know what, I'm going to own this and just do it.
Or it's gonna be okay if I don't have the best answer. Or it's gonna be okay if I don't get my way. Or whatever it is, suddenly it's okay.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing place of power and privilege to be.
I think it's one of the shortest promises, just, self-seeking will go away. There's no explanation in that statement of what it actually means, but this is what that actually means. It also means peace of mind. It also means no more bad excuses. One thing that one of the many things I used to do that used to drive Dana crazy, I'd get an email, and of course I was too busy trying to do everything else. I'd say, I'll do that in a minute. When you leave an email for a minute, you end up with 30 of them. So here's a really silly or a very odd example, but you get an email, you answer it. You're done. That's it. No comma but. No, I was thinking of something else. You just do it. And that's how everything in my life has clipped together quite nicely, because I'm more engaged. I'm not worrying about self-seeking or thinking about anything else. I'm actually living my life, and if it involves spending 30 seconds to answer an email, yes, that's fine. And then it moves on. If I have to type an answer, it still takes quite a long time, because being sober has not
It's a
really
real poor typist.
It's really improved my ability to type.
Nope, that was not the inhibitor to the typing, sadly. I want to leave you with one last thought, unless you have anything else to say.
No, good.
I think what ruins the best of intentions for all kinds of people, addicts or not, is the idea of where do I start, because I got to eat the whole elephant, which is not my favorite analogy as a vegetarian and as an elephant liker. But, if somebody came to you...
Hopefully this is going to make sense.
It is going to make sense. If somebody came to you and said, you have to get sober today, you have to have it all figured out today, or you have to lose 100 pounds today, or you have to find a new job today, you have to fill in the blank, whatever your blank is, that has to be done right now, today. There is not a person on the planet who could do that. Not one of us. I consider myself a pretty competent person. My fill in the blank, you have to stop berating yourself. Stop berating that you put on a pound yesterday. Stop it. I can't stop it today. I can't stop all of my self-loathing, self-hatred, berating, whatever you want to call it. I can't stop it all today. Today, I can say, it's okay that I put on a pound yesterday, because I really enjoyed the food. It was a great group of people, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's what I can manage today, is one tiny piece.
Self-loathing and self-seeking will not go away in a day as well. It's the whole thing's a process, and if you're never going to be alone if you ask for help anyway.
So what is the one thing today you can shift, switch, stop, include, however you need to think of it? What's the one doable thing? And then
what's the next doable
what's
thing?
the next doable thing? So you're building. You don't build the Lego tower top down, you build it bottom up. So what's the Lego you can lay today that you can stack onto tomorrow? Whether it's about addiction or anything, anything.
Everything is connected. All these promises, like I said,
they're not just for addicts.
Everyone should have. There's an interesting use for them, and the longer I've been sober, the more you think about, God, this could help everyone. Yeah. AA's been great for me, and I've never been to a meeting. So
That's our 15 minutes. Have an excellent, excellent
Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Find your one little task. Lay your first Lego. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.